YOLO, holy hobos and hoboettes and all and out between. Welcome to R.P.L-Productions. I am R.P.L, aka Reese Patrick Lambert, also known as the princess of this channel, R.P.L-Productions, as well as the Holy Chalupa, which would make all you new viewers, I suppose, my holy hobos. Welcome to the first of our Reese View. Now, you're probably asking yourselves, what exactly is a Reese View? Well, it's where I, Reese, reviews. Basically, I love reactions and reviews and those kinds of videos. It's nice to watch and hear other people's opinions on stuff to get a new perspective of a show you love. Either it gives you, it can give you a new appreciation. And I like giving my opinion on things, so I figured, truck it, I'll do it with my own videos. As for Reese View, I figured I'd give my video titles a bit more of my own flair, to say the least. And when your name begins with Re, the plethora of puns and wordplay you can make, which I love, it just becomes extremely extensive. I mean, Reese Views, Reese Acts, Reese Caps, Redraws, or Reese Designs. Like, that's the kind of shit you can expect from this channel. But we're not doing any of that today. No. We are reviewing Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. Now, if there's one thing y'all should know about me is that I am a hardcore Power Ranger fan. I have seen every episode, and I have spent a lot of time on the Ranger Wiki, which, as far as I can tell, is the official Power Rangers Wiki. I think it is. Not to mention, I read a lot, so I know a bit about Sentai and the comics, despite not reading or reading all of the comics, or watching any of Super Sentai. And if you don't know, Super Sentai is the Japanese series that Power Rangers footage most of the time was adapted from. I say most because this series has none of that. Except for the Zord footage, which is from Q Ranger. Which, I've looked at the costumes for that, and they're really trucking awesome. Like, seriously spawn. Train Sentai looks awesome. Q Ranger looks awesome. They had an Orange Ranger, yet you chose to adapt neither of them. Cause that makes sense, she said sarcastically, knowing damn well it made no trucking sense. At all. But, I'm digressing. As I said, I am a hardcore Power Rangers fan. While I may not be a 90s kid, I'm probably not even an early 2000s kid. I don't know what year you have to be born in to be an early 2000s kid. But thanks to the power of Netflix, when I was about in middle school, maybe a little bit before that, I was able to watch every single episode of Power Rangers. From Mighty Morphin to, I think, Dino Charge? Yeah, no, it was Dino Charge. Super Dino Charge, to be more specific. Because for some reason, the Nickelodeon seasons, early ones, had a habit of having one season, and then the second season was Super. Nickelodeon. You poor, foolish dastards. You gave up on Power Rangers, Netflix bought it, and now you're stuck with an annoying yellow sponge that hasn't been good since the early 2000s. Anywho, aside from the tangent, it's just that, well, aside from Disney Channel, pretty much all animation's going, well, streaming exclusive. But again, I digress. We're not talking about animation. We're talking about, well, honestly, Power Rangers is basically just live-action magical girl shows. I mean, Glitter Force, Power Rangers, Pretty Cure, Super Sentai. Little to no differences. Little to no differences, in my opinion. But either way, Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, the 30th season of Power Rangers. 30 years strong. It's from 1993 to 2023. And as rumors are true, it is the last season of Power Rangers. It's going to get rebooted in 2025, which, funny enough, is the year Power Rangers SPD, or Space Patrol Delta, takes place in. Kind of funny, ain't it? Which we also see that, like in Once and Always Ranger. Once and Always. The new words. Why are they so hard? The 30th anniversary special Power Rangers before Cosmic Fury, the revamped Mighty Morphin, where Trini died and her daughter became the Yellow Ranger. Also, I should probably just put it right here while I can. There's going to be a plethora of spoilers in this video, so if you don't want to be spoiled, run, leave, go away. The same for you. I'm letting that be clear. But as I was saying, that special was trucking incredible. Like, I loved it. It was like Mighty Morphin, had its same vibe, but a bit newer, a bit different. It was great. It was really great. But I'm saying, like, we saw Adam and Ashisha, There is no way in Belle I'm going to pronounce her name correctly because I suck at name pronunciation. Belle, I suck at pronunciation in general. But the yellow Mighty Morphin Ranger after Trini. Or was it the yellow SPD Ranger? No, SPD, no, not SPD, Zeo. Zeo was Tanya. Mighty Morphin Yellow was Ashisha. There is no way of pronouncing that name correctly. Either way, they seem to be part of like a, precursor to SPD. With I think it was SAD? Space Patrol Delta. Space Patrol Alpha. How am I just now getting that? Son of a ditch. How am I? God damn it. Either way, so like, it's interesting to see the seeds being planted in, you know, Power Rangers, and that's special. Either way, we're talking about Cosmic Fury, which honestly, in simple terms, it is a really good season. Like, holy shoot. And honestly, if it is the last iteration in the, Bell, if it's in the last, oh crap, what am I blanking on? If it's the last season in the Prime continuity, I'm perfectly fine with that. I mean, it's not the end of Power Rangers. There's the comics, it's getting rebooted, and as long as the reboot's good, I'm fine with it. I mean, reboots can be good, if not better. She-Ra is a great example of that. The 90s one wasn't great. It had potential, but it wasn't great. But then Netflix took that crap and made it beautiful. Or My Little Pony. Gen 4. Awesome. Or TMNT. Every animated, like, Ninja Turtles has been good since the 80s. It's just every animated iteration is better than the last. 80s was good. 2003 was good. 2012 was good. 2018 was good. And Mutant Mayhem is also looking pretty good. Like, TMNT, when it comes to animation, they are incredible. Live action. Well, I mean, they did have that one good movie in the 90s. So, you know, yay. So I do have high hopes for a Power Rangers season. I hope they do what a fan of them has been doing, Power Rangers on Morphe, which, if you don't know what that is, check it out. It's awesome. Where it's like more serious Power Rangers, you know, like people die and shit, but it's not like dark and gritty. Like, it's not like just, it doesn't lose Power Rangers. It doesn't really lose the sense of Power Rangers. Like, it still feels like Power Rangers. Like, it's still got that nice, cheesy charm that Power Rangers has, always had, that people love it for. But it's also a bit more three-dimensional, which I like. I like a nice balance between comedic and emotional. And I think they're hitting the mark on that. Power Rangers are basically Spider-Man. They're teenagers that make really quippy puns and jokes in spandex. Or as Dr. K would say, it's not spandex, but let's be real. It's spandex. We all know it's spandex. It's spandex. It's no wonder Spider-Man got turned into a Super Sentai, Power Rangers, Ultraman-like character. I mean, Power Rangers and Toei, Marvel and Toei already kind of had a deal with each other. That's why they made Battle Fever J, which is basically just Captain America, but if he were a Power Ranger and from other countries. So it's no wonder that Japanese Spider-Man came into existence. Which you should also check out, because it's really fucking cool. And I hope the reboot does do that. I hope it has the same cheesy charm that we all love Power Rangers, but it can also be emotional at times. I love shit like that. Like, you can make Power Rangers realistic, you can make it emotional, but you can still give it that cheesy 90s charm we all know and love. It's possible. RPM did it. RPM was, oh my god, it was dark, but it was beautiful. It had comedy, it had emotion, there's a reason it's regarded as one of the best Power Ranger seasons, you know? Back on Cosmic Fury. Cosmic Fury as a final season of the Prime continuity, or Prime timeline, or whatever the bell you want to call it. I look at it like this. The comics and the shows are connected. There's a Forever Black comic where we see TV Zack and Comic Zack. The Mighty Morphin comic takes place in 2016. The Power Ranger one takes place in 1993. I look at it like Ben 10. You got Ben Prime, which is Ben Omniverse, classic from Omniverse Ben, and you've got like the comics, Ben 23, all of that ship is another universe. It's like that. We got the Prime continuity, which spawned all the other timelines. The comic timelines, all the other comic stories and ship we see, it's in a different universe than the Prime continuity. The Prime continuity is one singular timeline and universe with a couple other universes connected to it, like the Prime RPM universe and the Prime Dino Charge universe. And SPD and Time Force are like Ben 10,000's timelines. They are probable futures. Time Force and SPD might be the same timeline. You know, SPD goes on to become Time Force in the year 3000. I mean, Bell. We saw Sky had a picture of the Time Force Red Ranger, and while that may or may have not been West, I mean, his name was different, he could have changed his name. West did keep his chronomorpher. We saw it in Forever Red. There is a damn good chance that while Cat and the other human people were making the morphers for the SPD Rangers, that West was using his Time Force Ranger, you know, to go and do Rangership. There's a good chance the Silver Guardians, or whatever the Bell they were called, joined up with SPA, which joined up with SPD, which formed on Doggy Kruger's home planet. I know this isn't exactly, or even just me just rambling, but this is R.P.L. Productions. You are dealing with a nerdy teenager with ADHD. If you didn't want rambling, you came to the wrong channel. Just letting that be known. Okay. But again, I'm digressing. Power Rangers Cosmic Fury picked up where we last left off in Dino Fury. You know, the Rangers were now on a new planet where just so happens that Billy, my favorite out of the original 5 Rangers, because he is the best Ranger of the original 5. Like, he is the best Ranger of the original 5. Like all Rangers, Tommy is my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. But out of the core 5, you know, Zach, Jason, the whole original squad, Billy is my favorite. He's my second favorite Ranger of all time, actually, because he's the frippin' best. He lasted the longest out of the OG 5. He was in Zeo, and he wasn't even a Ranger. He only left because he had to go to the Alien Rangers' home planet because he was rapidly aging, like he was gonna die of old age if he didn't leave. And he's back, and he's in blue, and he's in the blue Q Ranger, or Cosmic Fury Ranger. Wolf Sword, he's back in a Wolf Sword, which is awesome. It's coming full circle. I love full circle ship, and that's what this seems to be doing. It's like Ben 10. Ben 10 started from a road trip across the universe, and Omniverse ended with a rumored road trip across the universe. Road trip across the country, road trip across the universe. Or My Little Pony. Generation 4 My Little Pony's ending was one of the best cartoon endings I've seen ever. It started with a book opening and ended with that same book closing. Like, that is genius. And that seems to be what Cosmic Fury is. We have come full circle. We started this ship with dinos. Well, Bell, we're going to end it with dinosaurs. That's what Saban said. And it did. Like, the original the original team of Rangers, the original 6, you had 3 dinosaurs, 3 non-dinosaurs. You know, like a prehistoric creatures and a dragon. No one knew why. Dino Fury's that. They're all dinosaurs except for the Green Ranger, who's a saber-toothed tiger, or tiger ranger for some reason. I don't know. And it really does feel like Mighty Morphin. Like, the teams have individual weapons and individual weapons, which I do love when Rangers have that. But we haven't had that since, I don't know, Dino Charge, I think? Like, Beast, like, aside from, like, I don't think Beast Morphers or Ninjas still really had individual weapons. But Cosmic Fury, or Dino Fury, they didn't really have individual weapons. They had, like, a sword and keys. But Cosmic Fury had that, and it's really fucking cool to see the Team Blaster made up of the individual weapons again. I love it. It's coming full circle. Hold on a second. Sorry, I talk fast, I get dehydrated easily. But as I was saying, Power Rangers Cosmic Fury really seems like we've come full circle. And I love ship like that. It's so frippin' awesome. And as for a first attempt at not really being Sentai adapted, it's really good. Like, Super Sentai, Power Rangers have always been interesting. They've always been able to adapt. They've always been able to create amazing, compelling stories with Japanese footage, fight footage. And they've just been able to take that footage, get inspired by it, and make their own unique story with it. Like, when you look at Sentai equivalent of the Sentai that Power Rangers was adapted from, they're very different. Like, look at Mighty Morphin and Zoo Ranger. Both are probably great. Never seen Zoo Ranger. I have no idea. But from what I've read of the Ranger Wiki, they are very different. Or Lightspeed Rescue and 5-Man, which I think is the Super Sentai's name for their Lightspeed Rescue equivalent. Which is honestly just a really bad name. Like, they didn't have Titanium Ranger. The Bell, they didn't even have a 6 Ranger. But no, but Lightspeed Rescue, it really feels like we have come full circle. And I love it. I love Power Rangers. We have Dino Rangers, team weapons, and it's frippin' awesome. And this season doesn't just feel like Mighty Morphin. It feels like Mighty Morphin revamped. Like, there is drama, there is emotion, there is three-dimensional storytelling. The Black Ranger lost his arm. Like, he full-on lost his arm. Like, holy crap, dude, that's honestly pretty like in hardcore. Because honestly, this season just seems really good, and it's really is good. Like, it takes Power Rangers formula and changes it up, you know, like, we have our first ever female Red Ranger. Like, Amelia, the pink Ankylo Fury Ranger, she became the Red Ranger, which is incredible. We never really had a female Red Ranger before. I mean, yeah, okay, there was Grace Sterling in the comics, who was part of the 1969 Rangers, or Laura from Samurai, but neither of them were really Red Rangers. I mean, one was in the comics continuity, and Lauren wasn't really the Red Ranger of Samurai. She was for a bit, but let's be honest, Jaden was the Red Ranger of that season. He was the main character, the Red Ranger. But Cosmic Fury, she was the Cosmic Fury Red Ranger. You know, Zato was never the Cosmic Fury Red Ranger. He was the Zenith Ranger, which I think means, like, strongest, like, you're strongest or something. You know, also the costumes. Say what you want about them, but I actually really like them. Like, for a first attempt, they're good. You know, they're simple, but they're detailed. I like shit like that. Like, I like that they have the lightning bolt on their uniforms. Because Power Rangers has, like every team has their own logo and stuff, but universally, it has always been a lightning bolt. That's always been their symbol, which means power, and it's so cool. They've got it on their belts, they've got it on their weapons, like, way the frippin' go. Not to mention having Billy in there. We literally have come full circle. The old generation with the new generation. And yeah, Ion and Zeta are technically the old generation, being Dino Rangers back in that crustacean era. Which I like they address it, because, like, Ion literally makes a joke where he's like, look at that young man go when Billy goes off fighting. Which I love. Like, Ion's hilarious. There's this other line when he uses his, like, new weapon for the first time, and he's like, where have you been all my life, you chompy boy? Like, I just love the way he speaks. It's amusing. It's funny to me. It's really ducking good. And we see the morphs. Like, the morphs aren't the best, but they're good. Like, you see the new Cosmic Fury morphs and Billy's Ranger morph. The limited technology of the 90s meets the new improved technology of 2023. Like, it is such a good comparison. You would literally see, this is where it started, and this is where it ended. And it's so poetic and beautiful. Also, Heckle. Dino Charge is one of my favorite seasons, and out of all of the Rangers in that season, Heckle is probably my favorite. He's a fan favorite character. There's a reason he became the Dark Ranger in the comics. There's a reason he was part of the Promethea team. Is that how it's pronounced? There's a reason part of the Promethea team, the Solar Ranger team. The Ranger team that was formed by Grace Sterling, who became Solar Rangers at some point. There's a reason he was a part of that, because people love, and I like it too. I like a good villain redemption story. I am one of those people that believes nobody deserves to die, that everyone has good inside them, that criminals should be punished, but they should get the chance to redeem themselves no matter how bad they are. And that's what they did with Heckle, and I love that, because yeah, he is the wielder of the Dark Energem, but he's not a bad guy. He can use his dark power for good, and that's what he does in this season. I love it. I wish Tommy Oliver was in this season. I know why he wasn't, for many reasons, and also probably due to the fact that the actor sadly himself, which kind of sucks for a multitude of reasons, especially since he was mine and many others' favorite Ranger. But if he was, we could have had all the Dino-themed Ranger teams. Like him, like Billy would be Mighty Morphin, Tommy would be Dino Thunder, and Heckle would have been Dino Charge. Like, it would have been so good. Like, all 4 Dino-themed teams, kind of like what Beast Morphers did with Dino Charge, Mighty Morphin, and Dino Thunder all fighting along the Beast Rangers. It would have been trucking awesome. Honestly, the season was really good. Also, for the first time in 30 years, we have ourselves an Orange Ranger. My favorite color is orange. I love orange, and And ever since I had skipped it, like Q Ranger had awesome costumes, Train Sentai had awesome costumes, they seemed awesome, but we skipped them even though they seemed awesome and had an Orange Ranger. But we finally have one after 3 years, because we've never really had one. Yeah, SPD kind of had, you know, the Cat Ranger who has orange in their costume but isn't really orange, or Boom from SPD who is an Orange Ranger, but he wasn't really a Ranger. And we finally have an Orange Ranger, and they're awesome. They're actually based on a fictional dinosaur, which is the dinosaur of Solon, the mentor of the team. And it's really cool that we have an Orange Ranger now, and they're awesome, and it's a character I like. Like, Fern is the girlfriend of Izzy, the Green Dino Fury Ranger, and her being the Orange Ranger was a good decision. It's awesome, it's good, and I love it. It's awesome. So, you know, we finally have an Orange Ranger, and it's just really ducking incredible. Also, Mick. Mild Ninja Steel is divisible amongst fans. Most people agree it's not a great season. I agree too. It ain't the best. It ain't really all that good. But Mick was one of the better parts of it. The actor actually played Boom from SPD. So I think it's just the actor. He's just a very enjoyable person to watch on television. And I think it's fun. And he brought him back. Like, the Morphin Masters had given him his Ranger powers back. Similar to how the Green Ranger gave all the rain, kind of was behind the legendary battle, or how the Sentinel of the Light back in Operation Overdrive gave Adam his powers back. And I was kind of like that. They made him the Red Ninja Steel Ranger again. Because Ninja Steel had like 3 Red Rangers. And like, in the Sentai equivalent, they apparently had a Green Ranger too. Awesome, which, the more you know. And it's really, really ducking cool, because he's such an enjoyable character. And I'm glad they made him a Red Ranger again, because it was awesome. It really was. This season is so good. Not to mention all these whole evil father-son relationship with Zed, him becoming the evil ranger, his awesome evil ranger suit. Like, there's just so much about this season that's good. Not to mention the meta humor with the Q Ranger Zord being called a Christmas Club. Like, it's just so fucking awesome. I know this is me just saying that, and me, it's not exactly being the best review. This isn't really a review per se. It's just, like, it's not gonna have editing. Like, I'm not gonna put images and shit in it, because it's just me stating my initial opinion, because it really is good. And Zeto's whole dying, becoming back to life, dying, and becoming a mighty morphin god. Like, he's basically the Jesus of Power Rangers. He died, he came back, he died again, and ascended to God. He became a morphing master somehow. I don't get why he couldn't come back from the dead. I mean, Mac came back from the dead, and he became a human. So did Steel. He became a human and died again. He died and became a human. Came back to life as a human. Or Kendricks, thanks to Gritchy, also came back. Although maybe it's like a destiny thing. Maybe Zeta was always destined to be the white or Zenith morphing master. Also, Zordon appeared. Because when Zeto's soul descended into the grid, Ion kind of went with him and met Zordon. Like, never say it was Zordon, but the whole made a power protect you, the whole blue eyes, Zeto looking like Zeto but glowing blue eyes. It was definitely Zordon. He is alive. His essence was trapped in the grid, probably, much like Rita's evil energy. Because you have to keep in mind, the grid isn't evil or good. It's just the essence of balance, essentially. And seeing Zordon kind of like alive again, it was pretty ducking awesome. Like, this whole season was just really good. And honestly, if this really is the last season of Power Rangers, I am fine with it. This isn't the end. There are fan films, fan series. Wait, that's the same thing. And I'm actually planning on making my own Power Ranger series. I have been working on a Tukasaku Power Rangers-like series since I was about 12, which is not what's coming. I am actually thinking of following in the footsteps of Power Rangers Morphe, or Power Rangers Gem Paladins, and making my own Power Rangers series for the channel. I want to get a couple of videos on the channel first before going to do that, but I am planning to. Because that's what fans do. They carry the legacies of the shows they love. You know, like, if a show is good enough, the fans can keep it alive. That's basically what My Little Pony Generation 4 is. Laura Faust was a huge fan of Generation 1. Belle, the original plan for it was to use Generation 1 ponies. My Little Pony Generation 4 was basically a show made by fans for new and old fans alike. Like, that's what Gem Paladins is. That's what, I don't know how to pronounce their studio's name, but the guys that made Gem Paladins Look, what they're doing is taking the unadapted Sendais and adapting it. I mean, Gem Paladins, the Rainbow Railway, which is not what it's called. It's called... Oh, bad, I forgot what it's called. I don't know. They're doing that. I think they're also doing the Sentai with, that's like Wild Force, but with Rubik's Cubes. That seems to be what they're doing. And I want to do that as well. Or Power Rangers and Morphe. I want to do something like that. Because I am a huge fan of Power Rangers. And Power Rangers isn't really over. We have the reboot coming. We have the comics. But also the fans. The fans can keep it alive. And that's kind of what I want to do as well. That's why I am planning to make my own fan-made Power Ranger season. Because I can. I don't just want to make stories based off other people's stories, but I want to pull a Saban. I want to pull inspiration from a show I love and make my own story with it. There will be original content on the channel, don't get me wrong. But I'm also a fan of these shows, and I want to contribute to the fandom. I want to give people, I want to give fans like me a series that they can love. Like an actual Power Ranger season. But different than anything we've seen before. And that's going to come to this channel. I can't promise you when, especially since I've never done anything like it before, but I am going to. But there will be a Power Rangers fan-made season coming, fan-made series coming to R.P.L-Productions at some point in the near future. And there are also a plethora of other fan-made series of Power Rangers that you should check out. Gem Paladins, Power Rangers on Morphe. Like, seriously, go check those out. Like, they are really good. Like, it's cheesy, but it's good. Like, those Duckers captured the essence of Power Rangers perfectly. I know there's no way about any y'all are watching this, but bravo trucking out, because it's fans like you that are keeping this fandom alive. And that's good, because there are a lot of dipshitty fans, there are a lot of toxic fans, there are a lot of people out there who are like, don't take us fans seriously, because we're like, why do you watch that show for kids? Because it's fun. It's dumb fun, but it's also amazing. Like, Power Rangers isn't just this show that was made, that was stole from Japan and was meant to made just to make money. It was brought so many joy to people. It showed anyone, it's like Spider-Man, it shows anyone they can be a hero. Literally, the Power Rangers are just teenagers in spandex. They are, aside from Lightspeed Rescue and SPD and Time Force, none of them are really trained to be, fighting. In Time Force, Wes sure as Bell was not trained to be a ranger. Like, he was not the leader of that team. Jen was, because he was the least experienced one of them all. It really shows that anyone can be a ranger. Anyone can be a hero. Like, it's such a cool concept. Much like Glitter Force, much like Sailor Moon, like the whole magical girl genre, the whole transforming superhero thing. It's such a good concept. And yeah, Power Rangers can be cheesy at times. Yeah, it can be cringy at times. But it's creative. It's entertaining. It's just dumb fun. It's a lot like Spider-Man in some ways. And it's just really duck and enjoyable. And it inspires so many kids. Literally, this series I've been working on since I was 12, Power Rangers was a huge inspiration to it. Yeah, so was Glitter Force. But still, like, there is no such thing as an original idea. But there is such a thing as inspiration. People feel inspired from other things and use the inspiration as fuel to make their own creative adaptations of something. That's what my fan-made Power Ranger season will be. That's what every Power Rangers series has been. Each creator of each season that has directed the new season took inspiration from the old season. What began as just this weird little 90s live-action show became a global phenomenon, much like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Because it's so freaking cool. Like, say what you will about the cheesiness or the quality. Say what you want about Cosmic Fury. But you have to give them credit. Hyman Saban made an amazing show that brought entertainment and joy to billions of children. Billions. Like, it's not just here in America. It's also really popular in India. And other countries too, probably. It's definitely got to be popular in New Zealand. I mean, most of it was made in New Zealand. Which is another thing Cosmic Fury did with the whole New Zealand joke. Like, that was nice. That was clever. I know I'm rambling. This kind of hasn't turned into a review, but I'm just saying, like, Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, it was good. It was honestly one of the best jam seasons of recent years. And I'm excited to see what the future has to hold for Power Rangers. Not just for official canon content like the comics or the reboots, but for fan projects. Like, and my own project, which I am proud to announce is called officially Power Rangers Rainbow Lightning. As this is the second video of the channel, and you probably have no idea what to expect, I'll let you think about that one. Anywho, I have really not much to say. I probably missed a couple things or went on with else. And I rambled on, and this video is now 30 minutes long. 30 years, 30 seasons, 30 minutes. There's no way in hell anyone's gonna watch this. Yeah, probably. Either way, I had fun, and that's basically about it. Peace out, holy hobos and hobowits, and all on out between. I hope all you amazing people, all you amazing persons, have an incredible day. Really gotta unbrainwash the programming school put in me. Peace out, holy hobos. Futurist, kind of get the feed, please. Princess R.P.L. out.